All right, my friend. So if you're new to Destiny Rising and you never played it before, you're just getting into it and you're starting to get a little bit further in the game, you get to level 50 where you could start equipping mythic guns. I believe it's level 50. It's either 50 or 60, somewhere around in there. But then you're going to come to this point where it's time to farm up your mythic guns. And when it comes to your mythic guns, there's several things you need to pay attention to. One is you're going to want one that has double mythic perks. Now, a lot of people get this confused when someone tells them double mythic perks. What they'll see is something like this. Let me find one. Okay, this. They'll say, oh, this has double mythic perks. Look, two orange ones. When we say double mythic perks, we mean the perk 3 and 4. So in this column. So you see this one has mythic in 3, but not in 4. This first one here is the origin trait. This does not count. You need double mythic perks, one, because they're better for 90% of the guns. It's better to have two mythics than a mythic and a legendary. Some will argue that there's a few guns where it actually works out, but most of the time you're going to want two mythic perks here, right? In 3 and 4. That's going to take a lot of farming. So if you don't know what you're doing, what you're going to do is something along these lines. So if you look at activities, you're going to be like, okay, I need to get a double mythic perk. Where can I get it from? And you'll go in here and you'll be like, Gauntlet Blitz. Oh, look at this. Here's mythic guns, right? Well, not all the guns come out of this particular activity from Blitz. There's only a handful of them. So where's the rest? Let's say you were looking for the arc shotgun, right? The arc shotgun's not here, but the void one is. So where's the arc shotgun? Where do I go to get that? So let's look here. Gauntlet Blitz wasn't in there. What's in Onslaught? You can click on this and see, okay, this is the raid encounters. I don't see no arc shotgun here. So where do I get this arc shotgun that I'm looking for? So our other option is we go to Haven Ops, we go to Strikes. Okay, let's see here. Oh, look, there's the arc shotgun, right? So the first thing you need to do is determine what gun you're looking for. And then you go do that activity. You use your pinnacle rewards to get it, okay? Once you get the gun, and just for the record, if you're looking for something like the Wolf Pack or the Scorched Earth, that comes from shifting gates, right? If you go to the shifting gates here, look here, here's the last 3 guns. So those are your places that all the guns come from. So first you got to determine what gun you're going for, where it comes from. Once you determine that, you got to go after it. So since we're here, let's just use this as an example. So let's say you're trying to get the Wolfpack SMG. Okay, you can also get this from fishing, but you got to be high level to get a chance at getting it. So first step, go unlock the gun. So basically you got to go acquire it inside the game first. Once you get it, because the first one you get, the chances of it dropping with double mythic perks and the double mythic perks that you actually want are pretty low. Your first time you get it, it's probably going to have 2 blues on it, or a blue and a purple, whatever, but it's not going to have 2 mythic perks most likely. So now you're like, well, I need this and I want to get it. Let's just say you were trying to get Annihilation and Hypermia. Okay, we'll take those 2 perks. So, well, the smart thing here is once you unlock the gun, so you've gotten one of them from the game, do not keep doing an activity to try to get that gun, because the chances, yeah, if you get it, you're going to get a gun here, but the chances of you getting this one is 1 in 3 of actually getting the Wolf Pack. You could get one of these other guns, and then having the perks you want, you know, that's just slim chances. What you should do, instead of wasting your pinnacle energy chasing your mythic perk gun through this by doing it over and over and over, trying to get the right perks to drop, is you save your pinnacle energy. You use your pinnacle energy for stuff that's important, okay? You don't farm. What I like to say is using your pinnacle energy for random chance at stuff, you want to avoid at all costs if there's a better option. And when it comes to farming mythic guns, there is definitely a better option. And the way you do this is you go into here. Doesn't matter what you do. You can do strikes. So I'm going to show you here. If you look here for basic rewards, this means you're not using any pinnacle energy. you get 34 of these mythic weapon parameters. Okay, so keep that in mind. You do a run, you're guaranteed 34 of these parts without using pinnacle energy. Okay, if you use pinnacle, you get 100, but you shouldn't use pinnacle to farm these parts. You would only use pinnacle if you're trying to get something else out of here. Maybe you're chasing exotic mods, but that's later in the game for you as well. So you do it, you don't use any pinnacle, you get 34. And your goal is here is you're just going to run this over and over and over. Keep getting these 34 weapon parameters, okay? You can also get it from, if you didn't want to do strikes, maybe you wanted to do 6-man activity, you can come and do Gauntlet Blitz. Same thing, 34 every time you do it, okay? Other activities that give a good amount of these that are quick, short activities. You come out here, go to casual. In Sparrow Racing, as long as you place in the top 3, you get 30. You can only do this a limited amount of time though. I think after 5 or 6 races, you can't do it anymore for the day. You have to wait till the next day to do it again. But these are a quick way to get 150 plus of these until you can't get these anymore for the day. Then you can come back and do it the next day. If you like PvP on the weekends, you can come in the Iron Bar. If you win, you get 30. So if you're good at PvP and you're always winning, come in here, play some games, win, get your 30. This works the same way as Sparrow Racing though. After so many wins, so many rewards here, free rewards, you can't get them anymore. So the Sparrow Racing in the Iron Bar can only do it so much per day. But the strikes, your strikes, and your Gauntlet Blitz, you can do it until you pass out. Okay, there's no restriction. Every time you do it, you do basic rewards, don't use pinnacle, you get 34 of these. Okay, so you've been doing this for a few hours and you've accumulated 1,000 of these things. Okay, so what do you do next? Well, what you do then is when you are of the proper level, it's around, I think once you become level 70, I believe you might be able to do it at 65, but I'm not sure. 65 or 70, because the Engram is actually level 70. You come here. So if you missed that, I'll show you that one more time. Open this up, go to your inventory. Up at the top here, it says synthesize, right? You come over to synthesize. Now you see these Engrams up here for Mythics. You need to pay attention to these because these are all different. Now, if you were trying to get a certain gun and you hadn't got it yet, so let's take, let's just say Total Lockdown, the scout rifle, right? And you didn't want to use pinnacle to try to get one from the activity that it dropped from. You can take a chance here. You just got to find the right one. So the way you check is you click on it and you click on this big thing. Do we see Total Lockdown? No, but read this. Grants one of the following weapons at random, has a higher chance of granting an unacquired weapon. So if you're trying to acquire it, you can also acquire it this way. So you would find which one the gun is in. I don't see Total Lockdown there. There's Total Lockdown, right? It's in this third one in the top column. So what you could do is, using 60 of those parameters that you got, you can synth up an engram, all right? And if you're going to do it this way, I suggest you just do it one at a time and not just a whole bunch, because you could synth one, go turn it in, and immediately get Total Lockdown. Bang, you're good. Because what you want to do then, once you have acquired the gun that you are trying to farm, whether it's through using pinnacle in the initial activities to get it to drop for you, or you'd use these random engrams to get it. Once you get it, you switch up the engram that you use. You drop down here to this last one, right here in this second column, second row, the last one. Read this: Mythic Weapon Engram, used to decrypt and acquire one of the following weapons. Unable to decrypt unacquired weapons. So that's important because you can't do this if you don't have the weapon yet. But once you have acquired it, so we've acquired our Total Lockdown through either this random engram, or we went and did the strike or Gauntlet Blitz or whatever activity that it dropped from, and we got it, we come to this engram here. So you can see here for me, if I synth this engram, I can decrypt it and get any one of these guns that I want. I get to choose exactly what I want. Okay, and these are all the weapons. So I've acquired all of them. So they're all here. So any of these I can get. And the way this works is, you see I have 700 of these. 719, and it costs 100 to do it. So what you do is you click on it, however many you get. If you just want to get one, you use this slider down here to do however many you want. Now the important thing, another thing here is, because I just pointed this out to a friend today, what you want to do here is, if you read this, it says material costs will increase as you synthesize more of this item. Resets weekly. So the weekly reset is on Monday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern time. So you want to pay attention to that time, because what happens here, I don't know the exact number. You can research it and you'll be able to find it out if you wanted to. But this number here will go up to 150. It's somewhere around 50 or 60 cents. Okay. So as long as this is at 100 and you have enough parts to do it, you should be making these. Okay. Especially if you're just starting off, because you're going to need a lot of them. Now, my friend, the reason this is important is he was sharing his screen through Discord, and I was watching him, and he was just like, look at how many of these parts I had. He had like 2,000 or 3,000 of these. Okay. And I looked and I'm like, dude, like, why are you holding on to those? Synth those up. He's like, well, I don't have a weapon that I'm farming for right now. I'm like, so what? You want to synth these up while their price is 100, because it takes a lot of these to get the gun that you're looking for with the perks. So the reason I told him he needed to synth them up is because you need to synth them while they're at 100, so that once you hit 150, you just stop synthing and wait till Monday when it drops back down to 100, and then you synth them up again. So as long as this is at 100, you should be synthing every time you get 100 of these, because that's all these things are used for, are for these Engrams here. There's nothing else in the game these are used for. So if you have 100, synth them up. So what I do is I come out and make 7, bam, give me all 7, right? Add them to my collection. Now you can see I have 12 of them right now. There's no gun that I really need. I have all the mythic guns with the mythic perks that I'm looking for, and then some, except 2 of the swords. Okay, and I don't use the sword character, so I don't really need it right now. But I'm going to show you what you do. So I have 12 of these, right? So what do you do now? Well, you got to go to the gunsmith in Haven. So what you can do, if you just click on this, you click decrypt, it's going to pop her up for you. You can hit track. It's going to warp you over to her. So you come in just like this. Walk over to her like so. Talk to her. Decrypt engrams. So he's going to show you what you have available to decrypt, right? There's my 12 that I had. So let's say, for example, I wanted try to get one of the swords. So let's try to get the solar sword. This, and it takes a lot of these. It's usually somewhere between 10 to 15 cents before you'll get one that drops with double mythic perks on average. But then you're also got to hope that it's the one that you want. So it's going to take you a lot. So that's why you're going to be a lot of farming for those parts. But the good thing is you can do it through the basic rewards and get 34 every time for quick runs. You get in a group of people that are being serious, you can run those gauntlet blitzes and those strikes in like 5 minutes or less. So it's really fast farming when you have people that are in there taking it serious. So with the crypt, boom, didn't get it. And you'll know when you get a double mythic because it'll show you a special screen animation. But you can click on it to see what you got. Nope, that's trash, right? Come here again. Boom. Still didn't get it. Let me do another one. Still none. So I had 12 of these engrams, right? Just trucking through these. I know they don't have mythic perk, double mythics, because I'm not getting the special animation. Hopefully we get one just so you can see what I'm talking about. But it's not looking good. Boom, see? the special image pops on your screen, and look at that. I got the double. Now, are these the ones you want? Maybe, maybe not. These are the recommended ones by NetEase that they say are the best and the ones you should be looking for, but that's not always the case with these guns. You need to look at the perks and read them out and decide what perks you're looking for. So if you were looking for, if I was looking for this one, I'd be like, sweet, I'm done with the sword. I don't need to decrypt anymore because I got the 2 perks that I actually wanted. Bang, done. Now, let's say you didn't, or even if you did, but we had all those other ones wasted, right? So what do you do with those? Well, you just come in here, come into your inventory, right? Because I used up all my parts, synth and all those, but I can get some back, right? So I'm going to come here to the weapons tab, dismantle. I'll show you something here. Get rid of all the garbage first. And then I'm going to come down here. So anything that's level 70, if it has double mythic perks on it, it's going to automatically lock it for you. Okay? So you don't even have to worry about that. So I'm just going to come through here and trash all these because they're garbage, right? They don't have double mythic perks. And I can't use them to infuse my guns up into level 80s because they're 70. So I'm just going to come through, and every one I do, you get 20 parts for them. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 times 20, 220 parts here. So that's 2 more cents already. I have some 80s that I'm keeping down here just to infuse into other guns should I need it, but I got a ton of them. I don't need all those, so I'll get rid of a couple. I'll usually just be like, yeah, I can get rid of some of these 80s as well. So I'll just round it off to a 300. Boom. Get rid of all these. And look at that. I got 3 more cents, right? So again, I can come back, synthesize, go to this one here, this Engram here. Can make 3 more. Give me 3 more. Boom. I could come in, go right back to her. And if I didn't get what I wanted in that sword, I could roll some more, right? Or I could switch to a different weapon now. I'm trying to get the, let's see, I need the arc sword. So I come in here. Where's the arc sword? There's the arc sword. Let me decrypt to acquire this one. Boom. No luck. Oh, look, double mythic. Okay, so we got one of the recommended and one not. But again, you need to determine what perks you're looking for on your weapon. Okay. And there's more that goes into that once it comes to, once you've got your weapon, you got to get mods to go with it. That's another video to talk about and how to farm that and the way to do that efficiently and not waste materials on the wrong ones. If you guys want to see a video about that, let me know in the comments and I'll make a video about that. But this was just a video to show you how to go about farming for your mythic weapons and how to do it efficiently and free. You don't have to spend pinnacle energy to go after these mythic weapons. You will if you're initially trying to unlock it through doing the activity it dropped from, or if you don't want to use pinnacle energy, then you're going to have to get those random engrams like I showed you up there. Get off of her. Like I showed you before here, you would have to synth up these random ones, which are 60, right? They do go up as well as you make more. But you could acquire it that way. So you find out which one it is and do it that way. Fortunately, the wolf pack and the grenade launcher and the scorched earth, you will have to get those from shifting gates. So you cannot get those from these. You can see they're not here. Those 3 are exclusive to shifting gates and you have to go get them there initially. So that's just this video on how to do this. Hopefully this helped you guys out. And like I said, the main thing here is if you have 100 parts, synth until this goes up to 150 and then wait until Monday's reset to get the price back down to 100. And then once Monday hits, if you got a bunch stocked up, Monday comes in, you come in here, blam, you make a bunch of these engrams, you start decrypting to get those guns that you're looking for. This is Teez Monkey, guys. I hope this video helped you out. Again, if it did, give a thumbs up. Don't forget, drop some comments down below. And that's such. Let me know if you want to see a video about how to farm your exotic mods for your guns, because that's another thing. There's several things you need to watch out for to do it correctly and not waste very important exotic materials that you need to do those guns. You don't want to waste those things, so you want to do it correctly. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.